Okay, because I want to show you how my app works too. Hi, Amber. Turn off your video and type good morning. Good morning or something like that, okay? Cool. So let me change my presentation screen. Let me present my entire screen. So let me show you what we're going to do daily, and then we're going to get to notes right away. Okay, because you have some homework tonight, so we have to get started. Okay, so what I do, so let me show you how I take attendance, okay? So what I'm going to do is I go to, here is a list of all of your names. Okay, so I'm going to grab your list of names. Okay, and then I go to an app that my brother wrote for me, and it's called Express Chat Counter. And it's over here, Express Chat Counter, and I paste all your names right there. Okay, so that's all your names. And then what I do 2 minutes into the period, so right now we're 3 minutes into the period, I copy all your chat data where you said good morning, is I copy it. So that's fine, Amber, don't worry. So we're gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna paste it over in that area. Okay, I'm gonna paste it right here. And then what it tells me is it tells me what time you guys typed your first hello. Now it says Amaya is not here, but I remember seeing Amaya's name. So Amaya, can you type in good morning? So Amaya, type in good morning. That's how we're going to, you have to type something in to show me that you're here. Okay, so right now I think Amaya is absent, but I happen to see her name, so I would mark her absent. Okay, so you have to type to show me you're here. Darren, are you here? And Edward, are you here? Cassius, Kimberly, Nicholas, they might have changed classes. Victor, you just typed it, but after I had pasted it. So I would have marked you absent because you didn't arrive by 8:48. So anyone who hasn't arrived by 8:48, then I would mark them tardy. And then look, watch. If I copy this data and then I go back and I paste it. Okay, so I go back to my other one and I paste it. Okay, so your good morning is your like here. If you were, you know, for a substitute was trying to mark you here or not here, this is your here in the morning. So if you look, I'm now missing Darren and Edward, Cassius and Kimberly, Nicholas, but that might be because they changed classes because there were some students who had to change classes because our class was too big. Okay, and then it says what time you typed your first chat. Okay, now, do you see how everybody's only basically said one chat? They've only said good morning. So what we're gonna do when I'm teaching is I'm gonna ask you questions and you're going to answer in the chat window. So you're not gonna answer with your voice because then I won't know who's who, but you're gonna answer and type in the chat window. So I'll ask, what's the next step? And then multiple people can answer. It's kind of nice because you're not really interrupting people. You just type it in the chat area. And then that's how I can tell whether you're staying awake during class, right? If you keep making comments. Sometimes if maybe you've only made 2 comments and a lot of other people have made like 8 comments, then I'll start calling on you and saying, hey, you know, Melissa, can you tell me the next step to the problem? Okay, so that's how we're gonna do it. So tomorrow when you come in, it's gonna be the same Google Meet address. Let me show you because I didn't know how to do this before, but this is kind of cool. Under Classroom. So under Classroom, when you go to, oh, really? My battery's running low? That's not good. Okay, so let me plug in. When you go to your class, the Google Meet is right here at the top. So I don't have to post it each day. You can just go right there and click it. So we're gonna have the same Meet code each day. Okay, so you're just gonna click on that. And then you're gonna click on it and you're gonna type good morning. Okay, so that's the plan. And in the first 5 minutes of class, you guys, you know, could turn on your microphones and your cameras and talk to each other. But I just need you to say good morning. And then I'll be done with attendance in 5 minutes. And then at that 5-minute mark, we'll start doing our methods. Okay, so that's our plan. But if you want to say you're here, you have to type in good morning, hello, here, whatever, something appropriate that you that you want to type. Okay. Okay, so Jaden, I'm gonna have you turn your camera off and you're gonna put hello. Okay, so Jaden, type in hello. Okay, type in hello, and then you're going to also turn your camera off. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so let's get to the, let me show you the math that we're going to do today. Okay, so let me show you the math while I'm still on this screen, and then we're going to do notes. So if you went to school and got the notebook, that's where you're going to take your notes. If not, we're going to have you pick up that graph paper notebook at some point. Okay, so let me show you what your homework looks like. Okay, so this is an Algebra 2 calendar right here. And then I'm going to post this for you in Google Classroom today. Okay, so do you see on the minimum day 810, we have 1-3 solving equations. And then it says the worksheet below, and it tells you, the pages don't matter because it's a worksheet. But 31 through 36, 57 through 50, or 52 through 57. So you scroll down, and this will be a PDF for you to open. And it says page 23 to 24. It just shows you this is the section, and then these are the problems that you're going to be doing. Okay, for tonight's homework. Make sure you don't use photo math. I'm going to be able to tell, and then you're going to get in trouble. So you're going to solve each equation the way I show you how today. Okay, and it's not based on how many you get right or wrong, like big ideas. I want to see your steps. So you write the question, you just show your work like the notes, and then we'll go through. Okay, there's some here with fractions, so I think we should definitely do some examples with fractions before the end of the period. Okay, so we're going to do these today. I'm going to switch over to my tablet. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my tablet, which is where I teach from. And then the internet said I needed to plug in, right? So I need to do that or we're going to lose that. Okay, so you're going to take notes on a piece of paper. This is called Math Notes 1. Okay, you don't have to write Algebra 2, but I'm just going to put Algebra 2 over here to the right so that I remember. Okay, and this is going to be solving equations. Solving equations, but I don't think I've changed over, so I don't think you can see this yet. So hold on a second. Let me go into this screen because you guys can't see what I'm typing. There you go. I'm on my tablet now. Okay, so I'm on my tablet and there's my screen. Okay, so you guys should be able to see that. Okay, let me close my other windows. Yeah, it looks like you guys can see that. I'm on my computer so that I can see what I'm typing for you. Okay. Okay, so let's do some examples because we need to do some examples. You haven't done math in a while probably, so we need to review. Oh, my computer. I'm actually in Arizona near the Grand Canyon. So not the usual setup. Sorry about that. Let's see. I decided last minute to just leave town for a couple of days. Okay, there we go. There's my cord. Okay. Okay. So let's see if I can see your typed chat screen. I can. Okay, if anybody came in late, make sure you type good morning. Good morning is going to register good morning or hear it. The first chat that you write is going to measure whether you're here or not or participating during the period. Okay. Okay, so let's do the first question. Okay, so we'll have as many examples as we can get through today that will help you do your homework tonight. Okay, so for the first example, okay, example 1. Let's solve one. It's more like I'm looking at are your homework problems tonight. Now we'll solve one that's, we'll solve first a basic one. So we'll solve 2a plus 6 equals, let's do -10. And don't attack people if they're wrong in the chats. Sometimes somebody will be courageous and answer a question that they don't know how to do. And then we kind of group fix it. You know, somebody might say the answer is 18 and it's -18. So if somebody puts 18, at least they have the number, right? And then somebody else puts -18 and then you realize, oh, okay, maybe it's -18. So it's just like in class when you answer questions. Okay, so my question would be, how do you get rid of this 6 here? I call this the door. You don't have to call that, but that's what it's called. So you are required to write down notes and we will be uploading notes. Okay, and you'll be getting points for notes as well. So type in the chat what you think the first step should be. Okay, so type in the chat what you think the first step should be. So anyone? What do you think? Somebody's got to type something. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get to the bottom. Oh, yeah. Whoa, you guys are faster. Somehow I was at the top of the chat and not the bottom of the chat. I was like, nobody's answering. Okay, so -6, -6. Perfect. And you're going to write the original problem. You're going to show the steps you get to do the problem. Okay, so your homework's going to look just like our examples. And then you're going to bring this 2a down. Bring the equal sign down. Okay, now if I'm going down 10 and down 6, how much is that all together? What do you think? If you go down 10 stairs and then you go down another 6 stairs. Okay, okay, down 16. Okay, and then how do you get rid of something next to a letter? How do you get rid of the 2? I like to box it to focus on where my letter is. Divide, I agree. Divide what? Okay, so you're going to divide by 2. Okay, I love this chat. This is so awesome. In summer school, you guys only had 8 students or 9 students. So there was less people typing the chats, right? But this is awesome. Okay, so A equals 8, and then you box the answer. Sounds good? Perfect. Okay, so let's do the next one. Now, one of the things I saw in the homework is that one of the other ones has like a bunch of letters. So I'll make one just that's like the next couple of examples. So say we have 5x minus 3x plus x plus 4x. That looks like one of the problems. Equals -21, let's say. Okay, so, and I didn't pick these worksheet questions. Most of the problems I picked myself, but this was one that over the last few years, some of the Algebra 2 teachers all picked, and so I'm not in love with all these questions. But to be fair, they're pretty fair for the ones at the beginning. Okay, so what do we do with there's so many X's? I mean, these are something that we haven't seen probably, I don't know, ever. Yeah, I agree with all of you. Okay, can you tell me what's in front of the X? Because X doesn't have a number in the front. So what's in the front of the X? I agree, that's a 1. Okay, and then I agree, you said combine like terms, so I'll write that to the side. In notes, you want to write things like combine like terms, so if you need to see it in a couple years, either some of you when you're in college next year or some of you in 2 years when you're in college, you might need to remember, hey, what did I do? And you'll have these great notes to be able to find that. Okay, so what do you think? That's a 5 and a -3 plus 1 plus 4x. What do you think you guys get all together there? What do you get all together when you combine the like terms on the left side? Yeah, I agree. So 7x equals -21. And then how do you get rid of the 7? Oh, I usually change colors for that. How do you get rid of? Do you divide? I agree. And what do you divide by? You divide by 7. I agree. Cool. Okay, and then this is x equals -3. And then that's your answer. And then that's the work that you should be showing in your homework as well. Okay, so let's see. We want to make sure that this first homework that you do is going to be good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to upload it tomorrow during our 80-minute class. So you'll have to do it tonight, but you won't be uploading the homework tonight. Somebody gave me a suggestion that it's better if you upload it as a PDF. So we'll practice changing it to a PDF in our 80 minutes tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, there's another question like this. Okay, so let's say 30 equals -2y plus 6 plus 4 parentheses y minus 3. Yeah, let's do this one. Okay, so what do you think you should do first? I'm trying to match it like the homework. You'll notice that that's the kind of teacher I am. My notes match the homework very well. Distribute, okay, agree. So distribute, we have to distribute both of those. So -2y minus 12. If you forgot your multiply divide rules for positives and negatives, it's a same sign, you get a plus, and opposite sign, you get a minus. You will want to practice without a calculator. because you don't know if your college professor will be a non-calculator or a calculator professor. So you want, my class is built to be non-calculator, but some of these questions on this first worksheet might be more complicated than the ones that I usually provide. So try not to use a calculator if possible, and that'll help you practice for any college professor that you have. Because that's our goal for the Senior Algebra 2 class. We call it Senior Algebra 2, but we have invited some juniors who took double period as freshmen or took Geometry AB. And we've invited you guys into the class as well. And the plan is to prepare you for your college math classes. Okay, that's the goal of this class. And so you could meet the A through G requirements so that you can go to a four-year college if you want, directly out of high school. Okay, so that's the plan for everyone. Okay, so for this one, oh, the Y's on the wrong side. That's kind of weird. I like to put a box around it so my eyes can really focus on the letter I'm trying to solve for. What do you think? What do you think? Should you move the 30 or should you move the 12? And I know you guys took geometry last year, so this has been a while since we got the details of algebra. What do you think? And even if you're wrong, it's kind of nice just to answer. So if somebody's wrong and then later you're like, you know, I like their answer better, then you change the answer. It's a big deal. So what do you think? What do you guys think? Do you feel like we should get rid of the -12 or should we get rid of the 30? I kind of think of this as the door and this is me and I want to be alone. Okay, so the things near me is what I want to get rid of. So the 30 is like, say, mom. Well, this is dad because or this is mom. So we're going to have mom. We have mom here. Those of you who had me before, you kind of recognize these words. So I call this mom. This is like little brother, you know, so this is my brother. And then this right here is like somebody hugging me. So I got to get rid of that later. Okay, so what do you think? Add 12, add 12. Yeah, okay. Okay, I agree. Now, if you haven't typed anything yet, you want to volunteer some answers. And even if you just answer, because you see everybody else answering, add 12, add 12, add 12, add 12, add 12, type in and add 12, you know, so you can get some discussion points. So discussion points are going to be by how much you chat. I developed this because of students who were sleeping during my summer school class, and so they need to participate, and I have an app that measures your participation. Okay, this is by how many chats you take. 42 equals -2y. Okay, what do you do to get rid of that -2? What do you think? How do you get rid of the -2? Okay, I agree, divide. And what would you divide by? Nice, -2, exactly. Okay, and then now when you type this, when you write this answer, the y is on side. So you do want to keep the y, and then this is -21. When you switch it around, that's a whole new step. Okay, if you remember from geometry, it's called the symmetric property, but I want to show you, so write this to the side. Okay, I want to show you this is a future question. Okay, if you had something like this and you switch sides, do you remember what you have to do? Do you remember what you have to do with inequalities like that? Do you remember you can't just switch sides randomly? You switch sides and something happens. You switch the inequality around. So when you're solving an equation, you don't want to just, yes, exactly, flip the greater than sign. So you don't want to just flip randomly while you're solving an equation. And the way I grade is on steps that you do, like not homework. Homework is, did you write down the problem? Did you show all the steps? I don't really care if you get the right answers or not. I'm not like big ideas, but for your tests, I grade on which steps you got right. So I don't grade on right or wrong. I grade on, did you get the step that I'm expecting you to see? Exactly. Okay. So let's do one with fractions. Let me check what time we leave here today. Let's see. Where class ends at. Oh, I'm not on the minimum day. Let's check. Our class ends at 9:22. So we have 14 minutes. Okay, so let's do a fraction question next. Okay, let's do a fraction question. Maybe one more and then we'll do a fraction question. Okay. So 4, oops. And then you're going to get credit for the examples that you do. Okay, so the examples you do, you're going to upload them. I'll show you, we'll do that tomorrow too. You're going to upload your notes each day, and I'm going to give you 5 points for that. And then you're going to upload your homework, and I'm going to give you 5 points for that. Yes, that question's finished. Okay. Okay, so example 4. Let's do one more. No, I think you've got that. Yeah, let me show you one more, and then I'm going to show you the fraction one. Okay, so say I have 3x plus 6 equals negative 5x plus, let me see, 22. Okay, now the door is here. Okay, do you see how the x's are not on the same side? So let's write a little message over here that says x's, x on opposite side. Okay, so you can't combine like terms. Okay, so this is not like terms. So you can't just put the 3x and the negative 5x together. Does anyone remember back from Algebra 1 what you have to do if the x's are on different sides? Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so for example number 3, I totally forgot about the positive 4 parentheses y minus 3. So we're just going to cross it out. So just cross this out. Okay, we're changing the problem because we'd have to do the whole question again. Okay, so I totally blew that question. So thank you. Yes, Francisco, you're totally right. Anessa, you're totally right. Okay, I totally ignored that part. You guys, I have no idea why. I have no idea why. Anyway, so we're just going to cross that out, okay? So we don't have to redo that example. But yes, usually you would finish the actual question that's there. Okay, so for this one, you're going to add 5x to both sides. 8x plus 6 equals 22. Those cancel. Okay. And then what should I do next? Minus 6. Okay, so we have 8x equals 16. Then what? Divide by 8. X equals 2. Cool. Okay, so let's do a fraction one. Yeah, I think the fraction one's going to be the hardest. We have 11 minutes to do a fraction one. Yeah, and you guys, when you're doing your homework, you can't just cross out pieces. You know how I just crossed out that piece at the end? Guys, you just can't cross out pieces randomly. Okay, so I only crossed it out because I totally forgot about it. And then I'm asking you guys questions, and you're answering my questions, which is awesome, but we forgot about the rest. Okay, and if I'm going too fast and you need me to slow down, one thing I do have a copy of the, if you come to class and say you missed example 4 or something, but you've been in class, then I can send you a copy of this. And if not, we make a video. And so I can send you a copy of the whole video if you happen to be absent. Okay. Okay, so how are we? Can you type ready if you're finished? And that would be from everyone. Okay, so everyone, if you're finished with this one, type ready. Okay, so I need an answer from everyone. This is going to get your chat count up anyway, your participation. Okay, so everybody type in ready. Unless you're not ready. And then you could type in not ready. Okay, but if you're ready, type in ready. So I should have 35 people typing in ready. Okay. Okay, so everybody type in ready if you're ready for our last example. So we have just one example we're going to do, our last example, okay? And it's really important that you're not using PhotoMath or Google to solve these questions, okay? Because our whole plan here is to get you ready for college math. And they definitely, that's not going to work for college math. They don't count homework too much. And so it's mostly just the test. So we really need you to be prepared for that. Okay, so hopefully everybody typed ready. Now I can check if everyone typed ready with my system. So look, I'm going to grab the readies, all the readies up to here. So we'll see who's missing their ready. Let's see. So where's my ready? My readies are up to here. Okay, so I'm going to copy my readies. I'm going to put them in the app that my brother wrote for me. Okay, so I'm going to go here to my app. And my app is going to tell me that Darren and Edward, who are absent, did not type ready. Cassius and Kimberly, Nicholas didn't type ready, and every other person typed ready at 9:12. That's so cool. Okay, so you guys, and this app is pretty awesome too, so that I'll be able to tell if somebody fell asleep, right? Fell asleep during class, because if you're not on video, it'd be easier to fall asleep. Okay, if you do have to go to the bathroom or something, you're going to try to go during the 10-minute passing period, but you know, sometimes that's not possible, or you have to step away from the computer, and you would just type in BRB, be right back, just one R. You just type that in, and then when you come back, you can just say here, you know, I came back or something. So that in case I call on you specifically, then you're not like, we're waiting for you, but you're not answering, but that's just because you stepped away from the computer. Okay, so if you do have to step away from the computer, just put BRB. Okay, that's not me though. I'm really here. Okay, so I'm not really. Okay, so our last example. Okay, and then you're going to do the homework, and we're going to upload it tomorrow. Okay, we're going to upload it tomorrow, so you're going to have a picture ready for tomorrow. Okay, so let's look at an example. We're going to do, let's see, we have 8 minutes, so let's do this example first. So we're going to do one like this. So 2/7 x minus 3 equals, and it's like you feel hysterical when you see the fraction ones, right? So you start to, like, your heart starts beating, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with this one, you know, and that's when you start thinking, oh, maybe I'll just type it into PhotoMath, but you're not going to. Okay, so let's see, 3, let's do 9, let's do 6. So you have this question. Now, what I'm going to have you do, because the fractions make you feel hysterical, okay? So whenever you see a fraction, what many math teachers do is we don't deal with the fractions. The first thing we do is we see the fractions, and we're like, we're going to get rid of the fractions. So what you're going to do actually is, and I'm going to write it as a new step, okay? But if you have a second color, okay, if you have a second color, you won't need to write it as a new step, but just rewrite this exactly like this so you can see how the problem started. So if you have a second color, and it'll be nice to have a second color for my class. It'd be nice to have a red and then 2 highlighters if possible. Okay, so I'm going to times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. Now I got that because both denominators were 7. Okay, now if you have a second color, you kind of just write that as the first step. Okay, now what's nice is the way fractions work is if you have a 7 on the top and a 7 at the bottom, they cancel out. And then you get 2x minus 21 equals the 7 on the top and the 7 at the bottom cancel out, 5x plus 42. Now there's no fractions anymore. So let me tell you, that's the plan for fractions. Math teachers, usually when they're doing it themselves, the very first step is just get rid of the fractions, because then you feel happy and then you have a nice question. Okay, what should I do now from both sides? What do I do now on both sides? I've got those x's, but are they on the same side? Do I do same side x's like terms, or are they on opposite sides? So same side x's are like terms, but you feel like they're on the same side. Yeah, I call it move by adding the opposite. Okay, so let's subtract the 5x. Okay, and then we do have to do one step at a time. Remember how in geometry you had to prove each step? So we're not going to do 2 steps at the same time. We're just going to do one step at a time. Okay, and then what? Add the 21. Yes, I agree. Subtract one of the x's. Yeah, you guys are right on that. Negative 3x equals 63. Divide, right? Divide by negative 3. X equals 3 into 63. 2, 6. Bring down the 3. 1. 21, negative. And that's going to be your answer. So the first step, get rid of the fraction. Okay, the first step, you're going to get rid of the fraction. And you guys, today's just, we only have 36 minutes, so it's really fast. That's pretty impressive. We're going to get through 6 examples in 36 minutes. In our normal class, we don't have to go fast as today. Okay, so let me zoom, let me go down a little bit, and let's do our last example. And even if we only get halfway through this last example, it's the first step that gets rid of the fractions. Okay, so this one, and then we'll class rules and stuff tomorrow. I know you're going to hear class rules all day today. I don't feel like doing class rules on the first day of school. So 2/3 x plus 4/5 equals 1 minus 2/5 x. Okay, and you feel hysterical. So Francisco, yes, you can do it in different ways, but you need to be real careful about doing it in a way that PhotoMath does it, because I catch a lot of people using PhotoMath. So yes, it doesn't have to be in exactly the same way. I do want you to get rid of the fractions first though. So, but if you do it in a different way where, like, say that last one, you could subtract the 2x, right, from both sides, and then you could move the 42 to the other side. So if you do it a correct way, definitely that's okay. Try to do it in the way that that we do it, just so you can keep practicing. But you probably just mean like, hey, you move the 2x instead of the 5x, and then you get the same answer. That's okay. Okay, so for this one, we're not going to deal with the fractions. We're going to get rid of them. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. Okay, I'm going to rewrite the problem. Now, to get rid of the fraction, you're going to multiply by the common denominator. So let's write multiply. So write this on the right side, okay? So you're going to multiply by the common denominator. Okay, so, except I spelled denominator wrong. Let's try again. Denominator. I don't think that's how you spell it. How funny. Denominator. Okay. All of a sudden, I lost my math spelling of words. Okay, denominator. Okay, so I have a 3 in the denominator and a 5 in the denominator. So if I was planning to add the fractions, what would be my common denominator? Anyone know? What would my common denominator be? Yes, 15. 15 is my common denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this one by 15, multiply this one by 15, multiply this one by 15, and multiply this one by 15. So you're going to put a times 15 on all of them. Now this 3 goes into 15 5 times. So you get 10x. The 5 goes into this 15 3 times. So you get 12. 1 times 5 is 15. And then I get negative 6x. And then it's a normal problem. Oh, this one's kind of cool. You get a fraction for it. So let me show you how we can do this one. So 16x plus 12 equals 15. Subtract 12, subtract 12. It is required that you show all your steps, including the division step. There's reasons to show all the steps, but it is important to show. Now this one you try to reduce if possible, because it's a fraction. Otherwise you just leave it 3/16. And then that's your answer. Okay, now I will post these notes later, and then I will also post your homework. So your homework is going to be homework number 1. Okay, and you're going to look on that sheet and you're going to do those problems, and then you're going to have it finished, and in the first, say, 10 minutes of class, I'm going to show you how to change it to a PDF and then upload it. Okay, and then you're going to upload your notes as well. Sounds good? It is 9:22, at least on my computer, not on my tablet. Yeah, no, on both. So I'm going to have you guys type like goodbye or something, and then you can log out. Okay, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, cool. Nice. I know it's going to take you a little while to get ready for your other class. Okay, awesome. It was nice to meet you guys today. Okay. Very cool. How fun. Okay, am I the only ones left here in this one?
Wait, Miss Nichols?
Hi, Francis.
Do we log on tomorrow?
Yeah, so you're going to log on tomorrow? Same way. We're just going to have lessons like this every day.
Oh, so this whole week is 1 through 6?
No, so tomorrow is 1, 2, 3. And then 4, 5, 6 is tutorial. So you are going to see all your classes, but what you'll see here, I'll write it right here. What you're going to see is you're going to see first period is 80 minutes, second period is 80 minutes, third period is 80 minutes. And then for tutorial, you're going to have 25 minutes. They're calling it tutorial, but it's not like our real tutorial because it's by periods. So we're going to have this schedule. And so you'll see me for 80 minutes tomorrow. And then the next day they do 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. But I'll explain it tomorrow during second period because we'll have a little bit of time. Sounds good?
Okay.
Go,
Thank you.
let's go. Okay, sounds good. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh. Oh.